So Tony Hinchcliffe insulted millions of people yesterday at Madison Square Garden. I'm sure by now you've seen the clip, but I'm gonna play it for you anyways.
You know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right. Okay, we're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy setup.
So Puerto Rico is an island of garbage, according to Tony Hinchcliffe. Now, Tim Walz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reacted to his joke, and then this is what Tony responded. These people have no sense of humor. Wild that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. I made fun of everyone. Watch the whole set. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon. And Tony Hinchcliffe is right. If you watch the full set, it's even more racist. But I'll get into that in a second. You see, it was just comedy, and freedom of expression exists. It's a predictable response. The low-hanging fruit of excuses. It's what Joe Rogan's friends always say. Because here's the thing. Audiences don't understand comedy. They're all just trapped in this echo chamber of cancel culture and virtue signaling the left-wing media has brainwashed all of them. That's why I'm sure Tony Hinchcliffe would have had no problem getting up on the GOP stage to say that he thought America was a garbage country. Because as he said, Republicans are the best comedy audience. They would have thought that was hilarious. Because it's comedy. You can say anything as long as you claim it's a joke. But this wasn't the only hilarious joke he told at that convention.
Texas stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people.
Charming. It's not just Puerto Ricans he made fun of, it's all Latinos. But of course, he wasn't speaking for everyone at the GOP. In fact, there's no way anyone from Trump's team could have known that he would say such a thing. It's not like he's known for making racist jokes.
Give it up for the one and only Tony Hinchcliffe.
Hello, good evening, welcome, hello. How about one more time for the filthy little fucking chink that was just up here? While all you fucking race traitors are whooping and hollering, I'm back there watching you puking in a fucking bucket. Oh, we making a gunpowder. Oh, you want extra soy sauce. Oh, you borrow money from us. And you guys just eating it up, you fucking pussy.
Right, so that happened about 3 years ago, and it's not hard to find out. It's literally on the second paragraph of his remarkably short Wikipedia page. Oh, and I checked yesterday. That was there before they updated it to include yesterday's remarks, which, by the way, also included insults at African Americans, Palestinians, and even Jews.
That's cool. Black guy with a thing on his head? What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys are... This is a groany little morning crowd, huh? Ukraine versus Russia, Israel... It's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is our money involved in these wars? When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors. You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. But you also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying? All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking.
But he's a ballsy comedian, right? He has the guts to say what others won't. He's edgy that way. He doesn't care what anyone thinks, except if they don't laugh, of course, or if they get mad, or if they criticize. Then he cares. Then he says that his cancellation was a coordinated attack by the Chinese media or some bullshit like that. We are the snowflakes. But he can't take one negative response to his stand-up. I mean, it's so much attention, and he needs to sell tickets, right? He needs that publicity. That IV drip isn't going to pay for itself. But comedy is important, and that's how you speak truth to power, or in his case, that's how you speak lies to colonized people, just like Paul G. Miller, Blanton Winship, Cornelius P. Rhodes, and who am I missing? Donald Trump, just to name a few. That's how you break a people's spirit, or at least try to. Now, to be fair, these people I mentioned aren't comedians, but I'm not sure Tony is either. But again, freedom of expression is protected by the Constitution. But that freedom goes both ways. You are free to express your ignorant thoughts, and we are free to respond to them however we want. But freedom also implies choice. It implies that you chose to write that joke down, and then you chose to say it in public, and you obviously made a decision. Now, since Puerto Rico has been a U.S. colony for 126 years now, I could go into all the ways in which the America that Trump wants to bring back to its supposed former greatness has treated us like garbage. I'm not going to do that, but I am going to mention one thing. You see, Hurricane Maria had a higher death toll than 9/11. And that happened under the presidency of the guy you're supporting right now. And it wasn't just negligence. He actively blocked the recovery efforts. Now, you want to say that's on us? We already took down the governor that screwed us on our end. We can't do anything about Trump, though, because we don't have the right to vote for president under your democratic rules, even though we have to abide by your federal laws. So whether it's offensive or not, it's the least of our problems. You got up there and echoed what Trump has already expressed in words and in actions. What you said wasn't a joke. It was a reflection of government policy. It's not just Puerto Ricans or Latinos or any other minority group who should be angered by your remarks. It should be your fellow Trump supporters, because you just reminded everyone once again of the kind of person Trump is. And I'm so glad that you did. Who's the traitor now? No, I'm not going to ask for an apology. You said so yourself. Ari, Shane, Ron White, and the rest of your golf buddies all told you to never apologize. You can't go back on that now. And honestly, I don't even want you to. Keep showing the world who you are. Keep it up. I'm also not asking for respect, because coming from a guy like you, that would be meaningless. You have every right to surround yourself with people who tell you exactly what you want to hear and to stand up for the craft of comedy. And you also have every right to talk about echo chambers and virtue signaling all you want, because the Constitution protects your right to be a hypocrite. Now, I'm sure none of this matters. I'm sure you won't see this. And I'm also sure you'll try to portray yourself as the victim here. You'll say you got canceled for this, even though you won't be. And I hope you don't. I hope you keep working in comedy. I hope you keep showing people who you are, and I hope you get to see your career slowly fizzle out as more and more people get exhausted by your 80s comedy routine. So you can keep comparing yourself to Don Rickles all you want, but just know that it's not talent that's keeping you afloat. But credit where credit is due, Tony Hinchcliffe. See, everyone knows you wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Joe Rogan. But now finally everyone is laughing at you. Just you. The real you. I know, I'm sure you've heard that before. It's an easy jab, and it's not funny. Just like your entire set. But again, you are the low-hanging fruit of comedy, so I don't see why I need to put any more effort into this than I already have. Pero nada, no voy a perder más tiempo con este huele bicho, así que hasta la próxima.